Wise Solid speaking. Giving you all a chance to get in here. Deep knowledge in these lecture magazines. If you are new, visit upscaleknowledge.org. Check out these deep lecture magazines, different topics. Show you a few. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong. That doesn't go with that one. This does. Like I said, you can visit upscaleknowledge.org. Check out the Deep Lecture magazines. This is one of them. The chapter before that one. In this chapter, I explained the ancient Egyptian feather being weighed against the heart. It's not actually a feather, it's the right lung. So in ancient Egyptian science, it's the right lung weighed against the heart. Of course, the heart is on the opposite side of the right lung. And so, like I said, very deep lectures in these magazines, explaining things, the right way. Let's not start here, let's start there. The order of the planets. So our solar system is like your body, no different. Same orders. And so Uranus, last planet, down by your anus, same. It's a deep thing, you have to grasp. And that's the breakdown to go with it. Of course, Earth is within the solar system, so everything goes together. What are the seven heavens? So you can go to upscaleknowledge.org, look for that magazine. There's also this one, explaining Kabbalah magic. Deep secret knowledge. It's different chapters, so you can check it out. Peace and Wisdom, Joshua All, Tina Hewley, Marcos Alvarez. There's others. Classic. seen that on Facebook or somewhere. Comes from this classic this book is quite old, 2016. So it's many deep things in here. upscaleknowledge.org. Go to the shop section. Also have pricing plans. This is like posts, basically like the magazines, but post. Videos as well. Now give me 1 second. Hopefully everyone's well. Put my swag on break today, don't worry. How many of y'all watched that last? Y'all love when I'm acting silly, right? It's y'all favorite, right? Right? Now let's get to some deep knowledge. I want to explain the Chi and some other things. Now let's say you're someone who has one of my pricing plans. I have different pricing plans. This is where the posts are, the videos. I'm trying to think which one is under, but I did a post explaining Yuga cycles. And those of you that have, I think it's the Ancient Culture Scholarship Pricing Plan, and those of y'all that's 5th level channel members. So, like I said, I did a post the other day explaining Yuga cycles. There's also a video, if you're a 5th level channel member, explaining it in depth. Now, of course, I said you need to understand Yuga cycles to grasp the ancient Mayan calendar. Now, those of y'all that are channel members on a 5th level, and those of y'all that are pricing plan members, watch this. Hopefully this is dark enough. Of course, that's north, south, east, west. Like I said, hopefully it's dark enough. Now, this is a day. 4 parts of a day. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. So, of course, that's east. It's reversed for me, but where east would be, the sun's rising there to north, everything. You get it? So this is your day. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Now, a year is a big day. So the same way a day has 4 seasons, a year is a bigger day. It has 4 seasons. So of course this is the star system, the solar body that we're in. It's a day no different than man. Man goes through his morning, afternoon, evening, night. So it's the same with the solar body. It goes through its morning, afternoon, evening, and night. But for us, this makes fall, spring, summer, fall, winter. Now, a Yuga's a big year. So the same way you have a day and its 4 seasons, and then you have a year and its 4 seasons, you have a Yuga and its 4 cycles or seasons. And so, if this was a Mayan calendar with the ugly demon face in the middle, do you get it? Now that's just a preview. Meaning the Yuga's a year on a larger scale of life. And the Kali Yuga is like night. But like I said, that's just a sneak preview. If you're a channel member, or you have one of the pricing plans, you can use that. You get a clearer understanding of how to read the Mayan calendar and what it's speaking of. Now, little shimmy, you gotta get it shimmied out. I can't. Salam, shalom, page E3. Yeah, everything I break down is deep. It's alright. Save it to have the video. Let's save the juicy stuff for when I'm done, okay? Peace and wisdom, Lion Zion. That post I put up, make sure y'all apply that to y'all lives, man. Every evening, try to reflect on, your day, your progress in your day in regards to your emotional state in your mind, and then plan out your next day. So before you're going to sleep, you should already have your next day planned out. In that, when you wake up, give thanks and get going. Meaning you create your day in the evening. Let's say your day is already scheduled. You work, so you pretty much do the same thing every day. But if you get everything organized in the evening, you get it? You wake up, make your day more smooth, set the tone for your emotional state. In the evening, make sure you set, in a certain, when I say set, I mean lay down and go to sleep. Make sure your energy is good, everything's, stable. Salam, shalom. And to make for a better day. Now, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thumb me. And if you want to give back, of course, click the title of the video. My links are there. If you follow me, foundations of my teaching is balance and honor. This is fair and honest. And so that's the practice, not just the talk. That's the practice. You want to make sure whoever you're dealing with, everything's fair and honest. Whether it's your receiving, your giving, whatever the case may be. And don't get so, lost in being useless. I see that's a thing in the daytimes. Y'all kind of think useless has a merit. You get my point? You know, like I say, make sure y'all give back. Some of y'all may feel like, man, I ain't giving back for wisdom. Peace and wisdom, Chanel. Oh, John Smith. Blood, stop hollering at my shorties. My nigga, y'all. Nigga get mad, get hold on. Man, wise. Like, yes, you want to make sure. Nigga hollering at my shorties in the comment. Hold on, big baby. What you doing? What? Oh, I'm about to say, why are you telling this nigga thank you? Hold on. You know, don't worry about it, big baby. I got you. Lovely soul. Of course she looks good, man. And don't be clicking on her pictures. If you see a woman in the chat, man, don't click on a picture. We here for Big Who's Hair. Big Who's Hair. Not you. How about you look good? Yeah, she look good. She know that already. That ain't for you. Stop going in on it. Now keep your goddamn eyes to yourself. You hear? You come here for wisdom, not to be picking up chicks. This ain't the church house. This is not the church house. Everybody know what dudes go to church for. Take advantage of They go for the same reason the pastor goes. To take advantage of women. Cat been out the bag. This ain't church. I put everything on Front Street, you hear? When you see a woman in here, don't say nothing to them. Yo, chickie. If you happen to see your wife in here, man, listen, brother. When she here, she a feather. And no men could be feathers. So if you follow me, you're a man, and you like, yeah, Silas is my teacher. No, I'm not. No. I don't teach men. I'm just playing. Peace and wisdom, John Smith. You would channel number. It's okay to give, you know. Thanks for the give back as well. It's okay to give women compliments. A lot of them need to hear that. And so yeah, Chanel X, a bunch of y'all probably clicked on her picture now. She's very beautiful. She has a book too. Meaning she not just pretty, but she got a book out too. Y'all should check it out. If you into like she's kind of freaky, you know? If you like freaky things, hey love, you could put up the I don't mind if you put up the link. Thank you for the give back too. Yeah, I don't mind if you put up the link in the comments. Her book is on Amazon. It's pretty good if you know you into well, y'all are into these things. You get my point? Meaning y'all freaky, so y'all should like it. Make you think about things. And so go check it out. I suppose she's gonna put up the link. Or just send it to me if you can't do it here. I don't know how it works on y'all end. But if it's not letting you put the link up, just send it to me. I'll post it. I won't forget. Send me a picture of the book. Same with the rest of y'all. If any of y'all, you know, give back, and do solid. I know her. Good people. Don't be hollering at her like I said. She don't want nothing to do with none of y'all. Trust me. Nah. Now. If any of y'all got anything on, you know, you can always reach out to me. I ain't like that where I'm gonna like charge you or anything. If you give back and you respect, you know, give and receive. The balance in life. Let me know. If it's something good, meaning if it ain't negative, you selling weed and shit, I ain't. Don't ask me like that. Silas, help me promote my weed. No. But If it's something positive, reflects you doing something good with your idle time, like, I, I do you a solid, no big deal. And so, like I said, if you follow me, try not to like fall into uselessness. When I tell y'all to give back, it's just to respect the balance in life. Sunrise, sunset, you inhale, you exhale. Just laws of balance. Man has to keep everything balanced. And so, y'all have little ideals that kind of permit y'all to be useless. You don't have to get back for wisdom. That's still a uselessness. If I ask you what you're supposed to do on your end for receiving wisdom every day, and your answer is nothing, then that means you kind of think uselessness is just okay. It got worth. And so like that, kind of start to groom in your mind, you not useless. It don't matter what your situation is. And you don't ever want to be the uselessness in any situation. This don't have nothing to do with me. This just got to do with Jews I was raised upon. Tell me these same things when I was a kid. Don't be useless. And don't be like letting nobody let you be useless. Because they gonna own you with that later. Like, you get it? You see somebody like overly trying to do stuff for you. And they don't want nothing in return. Don't get so desperate where you biting like, oh, I'm gonna just take it. Nah. Fall back a little bit. Maybe y'all need to have a conversation and a clarity. Like, what you doing? Follow? Everything should be balanced. If you see something ain't balanced like that, I don't care if you want to receive an end. Even if you want to give an end. Back up off that and see what's really going on. Because you get it? That's weird. And so, overall, when I'm telling y'all to give back, don't ever get to a place where you're looking at that like that's weird. Ain't nothing weird about you carrying your own weight. And once you lose that perspective, you get it? You've pretty much lost your pride. You get my point? Meaning we all know uselessness, a waste. That's a waste. And so nobody want to be useless, of course not. But you can fall into ideals that will make you useless if you're kind of not paying attention. And that the pride, you know, it ain't up to a certain standard it should be. And so if you young anything, you're gonna have your bad times, you're gonna need help, but you get my point? You never useless. Where you at a place in mind and you like, well, ain't nothing I could do. There's always something you could do. Never be useless. And so, take these Jews, apply them to yourself, grow, get better. Don't overlook things like certain truths when it's brought to your attention. Don't overlook the error in your ways. Overlooking the error in your ways, which is your own excuses, they're going to become your insults to others. Meaning when y'all overlook things that's brought to y'all attention, or y'all make excuse for y'all own selves. Let's say y'all come in here and somebody insult me, but they do it purposely so I can insult them so they can say like, look, he's mean. Now, if I say they insulted me first, you may overlook it like that. Make excuse for yourself. Well, you a teacher, it's different. Never put yourself in that lower mindset. Those excuses for yourself gonna become insult to others when you project it out. You see people insulting people for no reason, like that. They don't realize they insulted somebody. You get it? Because that's their excuse. Their insult is their excuse. And that never ends. You get my point? It's like a path to no goddamn where. And so you want to be aware of your wrongs. Meaning when you're wrong on certain things, you want to keep your mind open. You don't want to overlook. You know how y'all are in the daytime, y'all be so desperate to make a point after the point already made to you. In that, you become a habitual insulter. Meaning if someone already made their point to you and you overlook it and keep going on your own accord to make your own point, the point was already made. Y'all do this in y'all teachings as well. Little points is made. Y'all overlook things y'all choose to. And then y'all become grief-filled. That's how that happens. Now let's get to this deep knowledge. Peace and wisdom, arithmetic. Whoever else I missed. Lips is a little dry. Don't worry about it. It's cold. Don't worry about it. It's a little cold. Now you have Tai Chi. This is a martial arts practice that has to do with your inner health and strength. Most probably know Tai Chi as a fighting style, but it's more, it has to do more with like your internal organs, strengthening those things, as well as your soul. But you have to know what your soul is to fully grasp. But I'm just giving you that right now to give you a perspective. Tai Chi is like an internal practice. You're using the martial arts movements in a way to affect your internal. Of course, you got martial arts. This is an external thing for you to beat somebody else up. But it can be used, you know, internally as well. Externals for beating up, internals for healing self. External for beating up someone else that ain't self. So it's like a twofold coin, so to say. Now in the daytimes, most people kind of, they learn the fighting aspect, but the wisdom aspect is kind of watered out. You get my point? So most of y'all will probably know Tai Chi, how y'all do. But Tai Chi is more of an intellectual thing. Like I said, it's a healing thing, an internal self thing. Now, the wisdom of Chi. Chi is the life force or the soul. The same way, the same force that can cause an explosion is the same force that the soul harnesses. You get my point? Meaning if you ever seen a bomb blow up or a nuclear blow up. Mind you, this is all air, like, for the most part. That same force the soul holds, but you get my point? Most people don't understand their soul. And so when you're dealing with Chi, it has to do with one learning and understanding that. The soul is like ether or flammable air, bubble of space. And it can combust, or the power of combustion it holds. And you get my point? You can eject that. Now, to fully grasp this Chi thing and how to use it, you have to understand the soul. If any of y'all are not following at any point, put up a 2. If you're following, put up a 1. Moody Bag said that's why Goku did the spirit bomb, taking in everyone's energy into one bomb. I don't know who Goku is. I'm not gonna. I wasn't in the cartoons when I was young. In that, I've missed generations of the last cartoons I remember is Eureka's Castle. Blood. I don't even know if y'all know what that is. After Eureka's Castle, I have no clue what any cartoon characters is. But you can put up you can put up whatever cartoon you talking about. I'll check it out. Because if the cartoon is basically explaining what I'm saying, yeah, I want to see it. But Chi have to do it like that. Understanding your forces of nature. Of course, the bomb is man-made, but you get it? It's using the elements, forces of nature. And the explosion itself is more like an air thing. But it's powerful. And so your soul has that same power. Like I said, the soul is like ether, a carbon thing, flammable gas. And it can combust, or the power of combustion can be expelled from it. You get my point? Meaning y'all could knock somebody out without touching them, but y'all would have to understand what I'm about to explain and then strengthen it. The more you strengthen it, the more powerful it becomes. Now, as I'm explaining, y'all should grasp. It shouldn't sound like strange. I'm trying to make it simple. Now, to grasp the soul, because in order to grasp Chi, you got to understand your soul. You have the Ak and the Ren. This is your ancient Egyptian scholarship on the soul. You have the Ruach and the Al-Ru. This is your ancient Hebrew and Arabic words for the soul, or words to describe it. Now, all four of those names for the soul have to do with certain aspects of the soul. Meaning the soul is just not one part, same as your body. It's not just one thing, but you got parts. And soul has 9 parts according to ancient Egypt and according to ancient Jewish scholarship. The 10 separat. I know 10 is a 9, but when you're dealing with ancient Jewish scholarship, the last 2 separat are the same. Just masculine, feminine thing. You get it? Look at it like seeds. Egg cell is seed. Sperm cell, seed. And you get it? But these 2 things have to do with masculine, feminine. Everything else being the same till you get there. So the 10 Sephirat, this have to do with the 10 or the 9 parts of the soul. Like I said, the last 2 have to do with if you're talking about feminine or masculine. If you're talking about masculine, Yeshad, that would be the 9th. If you're talking feminine, Malkuth. So, overall, the point I'm making is you got 9 aspects of the soul. The Yak, the Ren, this is your ancient Egyptian words. The Ruach and the Al-Ruh, this is your Islamic or your Arabic and ancient Hebrew words. These are words for specific aspects of the soul. Now, the Ak, the Ruach, and the Ruh are all the same aspect of the soul. This is basically the breath or wind aspect of the soul. We're speaking the exhale only. When you're dealing with the Ren, This is the sound aspect of the soul. Of course, you guys probably know the Ren as the true name of the soul. Sound is the creator, so the name is speaking of sound. Of course, we all have our own tone, our own sound. Now, you have the soul. It's about to get deep. Meaning y'all all have a soul. Hopefully y'all focusing. Focus on breathing in and out right now. Just the breathing part. That is your soul. Pulsating air bound to your body. Focus on it. I know when y'all breathing, y'all just view it normal. This is why y'all don't have no control over it. It just happens, like. Now imagine your soul like a bubble of air that pulsates. He said I felt a little tangle. That's how it should. Focus on the breathing. That's it. Imagine your soul as a bubble of air that pulsates in and out. This has nothing to do with breathing. It's just your soul, and that's how it is. And just a bubble of air that pulsates in and out. It's bound to your body, in that it's making the body, you get it? Breathe in and breathe out. But the soul on its own with no body on it, you get it? It's like pulsating air. When it projects out, let's say it lights up, and when it goes in, it's blank. Think of when you look at the night sky and you get a real good look at a star, and you like, it look like it's twinkling, like it look like it's coming on and off really fast. Like I said, think of a bubble of air. Your soul is like that, pulsating. It lights up when it projects out, and when it's sucked in, goes blank. And that, you get it? And this is your soul, and it's bound to your body. So don't think of breathing. I don't want you to get lost in your breathing in air and blowing out air. Your soul is that, meaning your soul is air. And so, you get it? The blowing out and the bringing in is the airs that the soul is itself. Now, that inhale and exhale, that is your soul. If y'all grasp, okay, y'all grasp. If that inhale, exhale, that is your soul, pulsating airs, that evolves to conscious and unconscious, like I said, light on, light off, like a star in the night sky. This is the soul. It doesn't need a body, but it's bound in your body in that way. But let's say there was no body, and it would look like a star in the sky to y'all. Kind of, you know, space of air that just keep going on and off. There was no on and off, then just imagine air coming and going. You know, a bubble of air filling up and going flat, like that. This is how our soul is. This is what makes the body, you get it? Breathe in and breathe out like that. The soul itself is that. Now that inhale and exhale is also the conscious and unconscious. You follow? The inhale being the unconscious. The exhale being the consciousness. These are the aspects of the soul. Sound and hearing is also a part of this inhale, exhale of the soul. Meaning the projecting or the exhale is where the sound is. The inhale, this is where the hearing is of that sound. or silence, which is the opposite of sound, hearing. So you have hearing and sound, conscious and unconscious, and then the breath. All those things being extensions of the breath being you as a soul, pulsating bubble of air. Now, the Ak, the Ruach, and the Al-Ru are the exhale part of the soul. That part of the soul is the life and the consciousness only. So you as a soul is just an inhale and exhale, a pulsating bubble of air. Only the projecting part is the soul truly. This is the consciousness or awareness. This is the sound, meaning y'all sound is in the exhale. When y'all speaking, y'all not speaking on an inhale. Y'all speaking on the breath coming from the soul. So the projection, the exhale, the sound is there and the awake is there, the consciousness. So you have the soul, it's an inhale and an exhale. On the exhale, you have awake and sound. On the inhale, you have the bringing in of those things, sight and sound. So you have hearing and, you get it, unconsciousness. Okay, y'all grasping? And these are the aspects of the soul. Now, the Ruach, Al-Ru, or the Ak, is speaking of the soul, but just the exhale part. That's where the life is, on the exhale part. Think when a person dies, the exhale, and then it's over. You get it? As if that leaving breath is the life. Like I said, that's the awareness, that's the sound. So the body has none of those no more. Making sound and being aware. Follow, this is deep. I don't want y'all to think nothing I explain is ever like made up. So I can explain this to you just through ancient Egypt scholarship or just through Hebrew scholarship. But I'm just explaining it simple so y'all can grasp. That's why I'm giving y'all these references. The Ak, the Ruach, the Al-Ru. So you can grasp. This is explained in many different cultures, but understanding, you gotta have that. Now, the projecting aspect, like I said, that's the life. And the inhaling aspect, this is a result of the body, the darkness, the death. So the unconscious aspects of yourself, this is the body of the soul, so to say, the shadow, the same shadow y'all see when light shines on y'all. That's the shape of your soul's body. Your soul just being air, so you got to grasp its body is airs. The darkness. And so look at it like that. You as a soul, which is an exhale or a projecting breath, wind, is bound to its shadow body and its physical body. And so that's making for the blinking on and off or the pulsation. You know, bubble of air pulsating. That's what's making it. Look at it like y'all soul is trying to leave and it's pulled back. And because of that, this is making y'all breathe. You get it? So y'all exhale. This is like the soul, which is breath or bubble of air trying to leave. Now imagine this air is like this big. And when y'all breathing it out, it's not all coming out. And the body snatch it back. And the outer environment air is pulled in with it. So it never gets to escape. It's bound to the vessel. And that's the source of its unconsciousness and all these other things. Hopefully y'all grasp it. Now, the Ren aspect of the soul is just the sound, meaning we all have a specific sound to our voice. The sound that y'all speak with is coming from the soul, the exhale part. You follow? The sound of my voice is different from the sound of your voice, and everybody has their own print in regards to the soul. The fingerprint of the soul is the sound of it. You get it? In that, your sound or your voice is nothing like mine. The tone of my voice is not like anybody else's. Just like my fingerprints, not like anybody else's. So on a soul level, you can say that's the print, the tone of the voice. And so the Ren, in ancient Egyptian scholarship, the Ren is the true name. When it says true name, it's not speaking like, remember, the Ren is one of the 9 parts of the soul. And this part of the soul is called the true name. But it's speaking like that. The sound. Y'all have y'all names y'all mother gave y'all, but y'all true name is the sound of y'all voice. It's y'all print. That's the Ren. Like the voice. And so, the Ren is that. The Al-Ruk, the Al-Ruh, the Ak, or the Ruach. That's the soul itself. So if you're familiar with ancient Egyptian scholarship, you may see the Ak, and they have it depicted as a bird flying away from the coffin or the body. Like I said, the exhale breath. That's the sound and the awareness. The inhale, this is the unconscious and the hearing. And so the Ak, you get it? The life aspect of the soul. The projection. The breath, basically. When you're inhaling, that's not breath. The exhale is the breath. And so, this is your aspects of the soul. If y'all grasp, put up a 1. Okay, I see y'all did. Now you have Islamic scholarship that speak of the jinn in the Quran. I forget what hadith it is. That's verse. I forget what verse it is. But it says something like, of course we're speaking of the jinn. This is before man. But it says like every time the Quran was read, the jinn liked to crowd around. Now the jinns are the ones that messed up everything. Or they was like, screw ups. The races before man. And it says when the Quran was read, the jinn liked to crowd around and listen. They didn't obey it, but they loved to listen to it. Like I said, I forget what surah that is, what verse that is. But the point I'm making is this. The jinn come before man. If the jinn like to crowd around and listen to the Quran, then what is the Quran? It can't be a book. The jinn used to crowd around and listen to the Quran, but the jinn predate man. Books have to do with physical life in man. So what Quran was the jinn crowding around to listen to? Quran is like the ancient Egyptian word Ren. And I explain to you what the Ren is. That's the sound, the voice. The Quran is the voice of God. Of course, God has to do with truth, wisdom, things like that. So when anyone is speaking and their words is true, like when I'm talking, this is the Quran. And so it don't matter if you a Christian, a Jew, y'all see all kind of different kind of people in here. None what I am, a servant of nature. But all everything else, like that. They like to crowd around when the Quran is being read or spoken. They don't follow it. But they love to hear it. So you get it? I'm giving y'all real life reference. This is like y'all. Y'all not nature's servants, but y'all love to hear. They give y'all ideas and things for y'all to turn into y'all own lives, bro. It's a deep thing. There you go, Chanel, that sound. And so, the Quran is like the Islamic word for the Ren. You get it? The Ren Quran. And so the Quran is basically the Ren. And of course the Ren, this is the voice or the sound of the soul. And so if you're a Muslim person and you're reading the Quran, the book that you have would be a false prophet. You get it? Books don't have sound in word. Word is written on book. Book is a false prophet of man himself. That's why I said to y'all in the past, who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Quran? Y'all don't know the authors. And that y'all can't check directly with them. Is dishonest. Like that. Man is the book of God or book of Allah. Because man have word. No other creature on the planet have word. They make their sounds. But man speak word. And he have the ability to speak truth. A bird don't have that ability. A bird don't have the ability to lie either. So it's a blessing. A dog don't have the ability to tell lie. Dog makes sound. Like that. They bound to truth, period. They have their instincts, their nature. Man have these instincts and natures as well, but he can cover them up. Man could be a snake, but he can cover it up and act like he's not. Snake can't do that. Snake can't tell you a lie. A man can. He have word. You get it? In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. This speaking of the soul, the sound of it. And remember, this is all airs. Warm airs meet cool airs, you get water. You follow? Breathe in so you can feel the cool airs from the external. It comes inside your warm, humid space, making for water. If you wonder, like, how does our body stay hydrated? The body's like 70-80% water. We drink fluids, but we piss that out. And we spit and we sweat. So how does the body stay 70% or 80% water? Whatever we add to it, we piss out. On top of that, we sweat and spit. So how does the body stay 70%? It should have been dropped. It's because y'all breathe in cool airs inside y'all warm space. It make for substance. It make for combustion. Like I said, the soul is like ether. Flammable airs. And so think like your windows and everything shut and the gas is turned on. Once the oxygen is let in, meaning once you crack the window, the whole house blow up. You're like that. Carbon-filled space. Once you inhale the oxygen, combustion. But this is how you stay warm, meaning the soul is like a flame. Every time you inhale, it lights it. You get my point? Combustion happens. And so the lamp stays lit. And makes for water as well. And so you get it, everything's balanced out. He said, you need a physical school. I do. But my school has to be land. It's nothing y'all need to learn on a chalkboard or a book. Meaning everything I just said is in life. Y'all can learn all of this. I can show y'all all of this in life. So my school need to be outdoors. If any of y'all want to get me a school, buy me one that's land. 4 acres or more. The more forest land it is, the better. Because that's what you learn from the trees, the grass. You get it? You can see the stars better. So like in this video when I said your soul is like a blinking light, y'all can look at the stars and get a clear perspective. Give me some telescopes too. Shit like that. And whatever y'all want to learn, I could teach you directly from the life. I don't need no books and none of that. Meaning if y'all don't need it, I don't. I use it as reference because I know y'all lost into it. Any location, I wouldn't care. I'm not bound to no place. You get it? I'm gonna make the place. If y'all like that too, don't get bound to no place. You can make any place how you want it to be. So, location wouldn't matter to me. Now, oh yeah, I was explaining school, but yeah, schools in that way. Traditional schools, we got enough of those. You know, buildings, sitting down, getting brainwashed. Got enough of that. If I teach you, I want you to become wise as me. So, you get it? So I could ping pong off your thoughts. Maybe you come up with a better idea. This is in regards to us doing something. But if you dumb as hell, and you can only be programmed, you get it? I ain't gonna never be able to depend on your brain when it's time to think of something. And so, I'd rather, the mind be sharp. Meaning I expect progress if I'm teaching. In your mind and emotional state. Now, the Quran is that. Basically the ring. And this is the voice or the sound of the soul. Of course, this is in the exhale. The inhale has to do with the death. This is something that the soul has to conquer or evolve beyond. So y'all have to evolve beyond y'all unconsciousness. Y'all call that sleep. Y'all have awake, physical awake. Y'all have dream. This is y'all awake when y'all unconscious. And then y'all have that unconsciousness. Y'all have to evolve past that. That's the darkness y'all have to transcend. It's like you have 3 parts. Awake, dream, and unconscious. 2 are awake, but 1 ain't. So you get it? They all 3 have to be awake. This is life. This is existence. This is God. So look at it like that. You have to become God again. Which is having no death attached. So you see how y'all like death and, y'all serve death a little bit. That is because of the deathness on the self. Y'all wait for death. If you were Christian, y'all mangle death and you get it? God worship. God gonna get beat up and killed. And you get it? Y'all got like a little death problem. Don't notice it. And so like I said, the mind has to become aware of things to transcend that darkness. Meaning if you're wondering, how do we turn that unconsciousness into an awareness? Like how do we transcend it? The more wise you become, the more aware you become. Transcend the darkness. That unconsciousness is associated with your ignorance as well. You're not knowing things you've already been told, things you should. Salam, shalom. William Barker. You're calling me gay. You watch your mouth, cat daddy. Insults not welcome here. Childish behavior either. And never mistake clean for gay. Otherwise, you promoting niggas being dirty and bummy. And that ain't never been a style, big baby. Outside of that, watch your mouth. Don't ever disrespect me in that manner. Disrespect my manhood. You better know the difference between a man when he's speaking and a honey girl, or they call it a ooh child. Things gonna get a little easier type nigga. Don't ever confuse don't ever confuse me with that again. I'm trying to go nice on you because I know a lot of y'all simple-minded. And so go look at my videos titled Wraith so you can see how the hands work, how I shake. If this was in person, I would have cleaned, blew your nose for you. Shit would have been leaking everywhere because I'm old school. I don't play like that. And so hopefully you got that. Don't ever let that happen again, champ. And that goes for the rest of y'all too. Don't ever mistake my clean natureness for like gay in any way. I'm more manlier than y'all. I'm sure everybody know that. And so, salami. There you go, I know a Bozo alert. You always catch that. Now, peace and wisdom, Cody. If you're homosexual, you're welcome here. Just don't ever flirt with me. And get sassy and stuff like that with me. But I ain't got no problem with homosexuals. You good if homosexuality ain't right. I'm not in agreement, but it ain't my job to boss you around. You feel me? You got to come around in your own time. And that go for anybody in any of the low things they may be lost in. I ain't your boss, big baby. It ain't my job to be following you around and all of that. I'm just, give you the higher aspect of a thing. Deal with things when you choose. Your living right is dependent on how mature you are. So, same with the kids. You could tell them, man, don't sell drugs, blah, 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 gonna happen, and you get it? In one ear, out the other. He has to mature, experience things to get to a place where he say, I'm good on that. And that go with anything in life. A maturity thing. Peace and wisdom, Cody Salam. They can't mess up the energy. The energy gonna always snap back. If you follow me, you make sure, when people do low things, if you strong enough, don't overlook it. Stop it there. Like you see him come in here, he insult me, he probably stupid. Using himself as a crash dummy. You get it? Meaning a lot of y'all fall into a low place, you use yourself as a crash dummy. So, he's insulting me. So I curse him out. So he say like, look, he's mean. Solace is disrespecting his audience. But he's overlooking that he disrespected me first. And that is all fair. You get it? Overlook himself. Probably make an excuse for himself. But if you a follower of mine, don't overlook those things. You get my point? We live in that kind of society where y'all be like, take the high route. The high route is when you deal with them then, so they don't keep on. Everybody ain't as strong as me. It's gonna curse him out. He probably do that shit to everybody. And according to how weak the person is going to determine how aggressive he is. Meaning y'all overlook those things. In perspective, he's coming in here trying to bully me. But he can't. Now, what about the woman next to him physically or the guy next to him physically? You think he don't still have that same characteristics about himself? Where he will invade in someone's space and you get it? Like that. The character follow action. And so when I take a time out to curse niggas out like that, it be for that. Hopefully they come to an awareness to grasp, nigga, you can get disrespected and bullied too. While you running around bullying people, how about I bully you? You see, he shut up with me, but what if whoever he around when he doing what he do, they ain't strong enough to be like, nigga, shut up, you a clown, and I'll blow your nose. Like that. Putting his hands all on you. And so if you a strong person, you use that strength to balance things out. If you want respect, you have to give it. If you disrespect somebody, your disrespect ain't going to be overlooked. Meaning whatever they do to you, you got to just sit on that because you started that. And so if you young, you carry it like that. Y'all adopt ideals from online. So you get it? Y'all start making excuses for y'allselves when y'all do things y'all know y'all not supposed to. Invading people's spaces and doing dumb shit. Try not to get into that. That's how a lot of y'all be dying. Following stupid ideas y'all see online, but y'all knowing like, no, that's a disrespect technically. That. If you know it's a disrespect, you get it? You ain't gonna earn respect off disrespecting people. You gonna earn respect when you stand on things when you need to. You follow? Nigga trying to play you and niggas see like you like, nah, I ain't going with that. Well, fuck what you do with these niggas around here. Don't pull that shit on me. When people see you could stand on your own too and you ain't just a pushover, you're gonna get your respect out of that. You're not gonna get respect walking around disrespecting people for no goddamn reason. That ain't how that works. And so, you get it? You put your works in. For the most part, be cool in your ways. Ain't no need to reach for problems you don't got. Look at it like everybody your friend till they decide they don't want to. In that, you get my point? You have less problems in life, less tension, more paths and angles for you to work and, grow and get what you want to get. Because whoever ain't your enemy, they either a potential friend or a potential enemy. But that's going to all be on you. And so you start there if you young, Some of us are old. We ain't had these Jews. We got hella enemies. Y'all young. You got a fair shot. And so you take that Jew, you start off right there. I'm going to either have a bunch of friends and good people in my corner in life. I'm going to have a bunch of ops. And it's all depending on how I deal with niggas when I step out in this world. Excuse the nigga part if you can't learn past that. But make sure you take the Jews in. So if you young, put that in your back pocket. You 18, 19, you about to jump out into life. When it's all said and done, you're going to either have a bunch of friends and support or you're going to have a bunch of ops. And this is all depending on, what you allow yourself to fall into. Because you can fall into something where you adopt other people's problems. Or you can keep your head straight and level. Keep everything on the up and up. And you'll reciprocate from that up and up. Salam. Now, let's get back to the chi. Like I said, the soul is pulsating airs. Like a flammable bowl of space. And when we breathe in, we ignite it. And when we breathe in, this is your cool airs mixing in with your humid airs. And this is how the body stays hydrated. Meaning this is how your body stays mostly water, 70-80%. Now, if you grasp the soul being the breath, the inhale, the exhale. So if you ever hear like the soul is the breath, they're speaking literally. But don't view it as you as the physical body breathing. Focus on that inhale, exhale, and how it's just airs pulsating in and out. That's your soul bound to the body. And so when you speak, anything having to do with airs is coming off the soul. This is your voice, your thoughts, your scent, your smell, anything having to do with the air aspects of self. It's coming from the soul. Have to use the restroom in a minute and get some I thirst. Peace and wisdom and all. And so that's the soul. Now when you're dealing with the chi, this is learning to harness the power in the soul. The soul is the breath. Now if you inhale, meaning y'all can try right now, inhale, hold it, release it, inhale again. When you inhale, you'll notice you can feel a power, like, and when you release it, you feel it go. Try right now, inhale, and then release it. You'll feel like a certain force of power go. Make a fist as tight as you can and inhale. To make it tighter though, you'll feel it. Like draw your arms in. I'm trying to get you to make yourself tight. And then breathe in. And you'll feel yourself get tighter, almost like a rock. If you tried it and you see what I'm saying, there's a force on the inhale. And like I said, when you release it, it goes. Learning how to harness that force and control it and project it out. That force being the first lesson on life and death. Meaning inhale, feel more alive. Exhale, you get it? It feel like the life is going. It's like I said, when you die, that breath goes. So inhale, you feel the life in a certain force and power. Of course, y'all not familiar with this practice, so you notice whatever you do in this moment. But let's say you practice every day. Sitting, meditating, focusing on your breath. Understanding it as your soul bound to your body. Just a pulsating thing. Can draw in hard, release hard. Meaning y'all can breathe in regular. Breathe in hard and blow out hard. That energy can be released through the limbs. You get it? The same way you can breathe in with a force and feel the energy and power and blow it out, you can do it with the limbs. Look at it like you can exhale with your limbs. You have pores all over, so you can release air anywhere. Sometimes when y'all breathing, y'all feel it come out your eyes a little bit. Like that. Now you did that by mistake, but if with practice you can. I gotta use the restroom, that's why I can't focus. Give me a second, I apologize. I've been holding it. Okay, I'm back. Now, where was I? Explaining chi. I was holding that in for quite a while. I want to say this to some of y'all that's young. When I was younger, in my 20s, late teens, early 20s, so we had that same perspective y'all have. Like, suckers wear collar shirts, and you get my point? But on the flip side, we did used to say stuff like, man, when I get older, I'm gonna be wearing suits, nigga. Like, we were dumb like that. When you were kids, you never really make sense all around the board. And y'all the same way. So y'all probably have it in y'all swag, like, man, niggas wear collar shirts, pretty boy shit like Solace, that's gay. So I fully get when y'all say stuff like gay, y'all don't mean it like that. I don't want you to think I'm a whole dickhead and don't get it. I get it. I'm just fucking with you back. But on a real level, I'm older. So you get my point? I'm people's father. You may be young. You have your ideals, but you don't want your parents to be those ideals. So you say like, real mother effers wear hoodies and t-shirts, but you don't really want your dad pulling up with the hoodie and the t-shirt on, talking about what's up. Like that. When you click in here, kind of keep that in mind. I'm older. I kind of sit with my legs crossed. I have good etiquette, good manners. And I'm just older. But you follow? And you gonna be like that, or hopefully you grow into that. If you older and you wear hoodies and t-shirts, this is just a matter of what you around. So, you get it? If you around people your age that wore clothes like they was preparing to go to work or had a business, I'm sure you'd be wearing the same types of things. But if you a young man, you want to definitely get older. It's just like the women, they get older. They stop wearing sneakers and stuff a lot. They start taking care of themselves a little better. If you a man, ain't nothing gay about that. You get older, you keep yourself clean. Ain't nothing smooth about being dirty. And you want to gravitate out of, blending in with the younger crowd so much. You older. You carry it that way. This will help your mind evolve. Because when we try to fit in with the younger crowd, we bring our mind there. It ain't just, you get it? Things don't just stop at one thing. So growing up, I watched a lot of Bruce Lee. We would play doing this. Had no idea what we was doing. Yeah, I'm really a ninja. My name is Wraith. But that ain't my name, but y'all can't know my ninja name. So I just use Wraith. But all these things I know in regards to that have come from that. You get it? Now, if you breathe in, the younger women, I'm answering Chanel X. The younger men, they like the dudes a little dirty. Just like when you was younger, you probably like niggas a little dusty with their pants off their ass. Looking like they might not have showered before. But they grind. They just dirty as fuck. But it's the life, baby, you feel me? We was all young. But I'm just, like she said, as you get older, women, I can't be dusty because, you get my point? I'm not trying to impress y'all. The women I deal with, I am. And if they say niggas with dirty fucking nails is a bum, who am I to argue? Just make sure I keep my nails up the park. Brush my teeth and shit. So you niggas need to start with the bare basics. Brush your teeth every damn day. Start there and floss. Get some of that goddamn fatty out there. You feel me? Wage, try to, get a little better. Evolve. You don't want to be looking the same way you did when you was 20, when you 40. That means you're a little stagnant. There ain't nothing wrong with it, but you have to become aware of these things and kind of say, damn, I kind of been stuck a little while. I should have grew up a little bit. My taste should have grown a little bit. And so move like that. Avoid problems, stupid discussions. Bring the mental down. You see how you have the discussion with the young lady didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory? Back in my day, the dude would have just been like, okay, well, where you want to go then? And just like if your kid be like, I don't want Wendy's today. What you want, knucklehead? That's usually the response. But y'all so desperate for a story, then it become you a gold digger, and how about this? And I'll be doing too much in the daytimes. Now imagine in real life, he pulled up to the Cheesecake Factory. She said, I don't think I want to be going to no cheesecake. And imagine he just said, oh, well, what you want to eat then? Which is a normal response if you're taking somebody to eat. How you forcing them to eat what you want to eat? What you want? That part, if she say something too expensive, then you like, nah, I ain't got all that, you wildin'. But y'all don't think this never happened in my day? We had dude pull up to McDonald's, shorty like, I ain't eating McDonald's. What you think he said? Nah, you only good enough for McDonald's. This the first day. Ain't nobody embarrassing themselves like that. That's embarrassing for your own self. Just be like where you want to go. And so if you young, kind of grass, meaning you want to be smooth in that way. Ain't nothing, no problem unless it's a problem. A person don't want to eat where you took them ain't no problem. Till you find out where they actually want to eat, if problems is what you're looking for. Get there first. What if shorty wanted to go to Wendy's? I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. I'd rather go to Wendy's. Blood, you just won. Ain't nothing but $15. McDonald's expensive. Start taking chicks there, blood. That is high. You ballin' if you could take a nigga to McDonald's, you feel me? Motherfucker number one costs about $15 on his own. That's static. And two of us. You know she gonna want a little snack with that. $1 menu, couple pies or something. Well, we in the $40 range now. That's just McDonald's. So I pull up fly shit with my shorty to the McDonald's. What's up, big baby? 2 number ones. I'm front like I'm in a real restaurant. I'd be like, let me get two number ones, well done. All McDonald's burgers is well done. I mean burgers. I say make mine's medium rare. I go to McDonald's, I'll be fucking with them because you gotta make their day. Let me get a number one medium rare. Put some barbecue sauce on. They be dying like blood stupid. I'll make niggas day. You got to. Shit, just because you work at McDonald's, have fun with it, blood. I ask niggas, man, you want that medium? If you work at McDonald's, niggas gonna give you a tip. I'm telling man, how you want that, sir? Medium, rare, or well done? If the customer ain't the asshole, they gonna cry, die, laugh, and probably tell you, man, keep the change, blood. You weren't you weren't that, man. You need to quit McDonald's and get your ass a job down at the comedy spot, man. So you get my point. If you young, you just starting, keep your energies good. A lot of y'all are adopting people's bitterness that predate y'all. In that, y'all having an unfair start, a impoverished start, emotionally and mentally. You can have an unfair start, poor financially, but you don't want to have an unfair start mentally impoverished and emotionally impoverished, where you taking on somebody else's thoughts and their emotional problems that come before you. And you got all the beefs and problems they got, and you ain't even get your thoughts together. You want to start off clear. Your parents, no older person should be putting their grief on you. You see that happening, of course, they older than you, you probably can't do nothing. But when you get older, you get my point? You bring it to their awareness. You get it? You kind of trying to mess me up when you do that. And if they ain't trying to hear that, that mean they not mature enough. Some of y'all got parents, your parents ain't mature. You more mature than your parent. And so you probably like, I couldn't do that with my parent. They'd curse me out. If you of age to take care of yourself, you just put a little distance. And parents gonna always be your parents, but you get it? Once you move out, you ain't got to be engaged in the aspects of them you don't need. They want to start talking that bullshit, and I gotta go. Whoever you got problems with, I hope you don't have no problems. I mean, you might need to be the voice of reason for them. Problems is a cancer. You don't need those things. I damn sure don't want to hear it. And even online, if you listen to somebody bickering and bittering about the next person, and you get my point, and you knowing like I can't do nothing with this shit with my life. If you young, just get out of there. Because that's going to become a part of your character. Then you're going to be messing up your own paths before you even walk them. And so, I'll just tell you as an adult, take that, put that in your back pocket. If you're younger and your parents like to vent to you a lot, just keep it in your mind. They ain't supposed to do that. They're not supposed to put their hardship, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically on you. Meaning if they about to have a fight, they shouldn't be looking to you to fight for them. I don't care if it's a little kid. I never told my son or daughter, hey, beat this kid up for me. I'll beat the kid up before I tell them to. You get it? And that's just going to be on me. I get arrested, but I'm not about to tell my kids. I view my kids as beautiful. I fuck up their face, blood. I always tell them, like, don't fight because you too look like your daddy. I can't. Like, they beauty coming. They ain't, not beauty coming later if you're a part of my family. So I tell my kids, avoid fights, you know? And somebody might mess up your face, then that's your glory. That's your glory, blood. Are you stupid? Because my kids think they tough. They kind of like me, so you down to shake. But I be having to tell them, like, nah, be smart. I got lucky. Shit ain't gonna happen 3 generations where we just be tough and cute and ain't gonna get the face fucked up. One of y'all gonna get it, because I avoided it, but so some of y'all like that. You got a line of cuties. You might want to sit them cute boys or girls down and tell them, listen, man, fighting is for ugly people. And so you decide what you are now. Fix their mind to understand, listen, you got a worth. You can't just be desperate. Your life and your looks and all these things can't just be thrown away because you want to show people, look, I'm tough. Fuck that. Beat them another way. Beat them in looking good or something. Figure it out. But be smart. Yeah, most parents are not mature. I'm starting to realize that as I age. Most people become all their parents' flaws. So it's a deep thing. But once you're grown, you have to make the adjustments. And that's just life. And that's for everybody. Make the proper adjustments. How you do that is when you don't overlook truths, points made. You work on them when you choose, but when you overlook it, you set the mind off. And so if you young, just keep those Jews. That's important. Meaning, I was blessed. My mother never did that. Like vent to us about my father or nothing like that. Conversations was always positive and they had to do with like what you doing. You get it? I used to say worse and something, and she used to always be like worse. You get it? I had one of them mothers. If you ain't speaking right, then she like riding you like worse. Don't say you got ghetto, and that shit start annoying you when you a kid. Let me just say it right. Cause she be like worse and all this dumb shit. But it helps when you get older. Meaning I'm well spoken, but it's because of that. And I could turn it on and off. But I learned that as a kid. When she used to be like, say it like this, and you get it? That shit stick with you. You learn, like, okay, this is the proper way to speak. I talk like that when I'm with my friends. When I get around my mother, I talk a certain way. And that, you get it? I'm well spoken now. I can talk that nigga shit with y'all too, but that's like in the house talk. You gotta know how to talk outside. Your tribe, so to say. Here you go, Joshua Hall, fighting for ugly people. Make sure you keep that in the back pocket. Meaning, don't forget that. Have kids, make sure you tell them that. I'm not lying, I told my daughter that multiple times. She'll tell y'all herself, that's all he always used to say. You mad pretty, why you gonna end up ugly? Like, you gonna get beat up and be ugly. You get it? But everybody tell her I'm tough and shit, so I guess she wanna be tough. But I'm telling her like, nah, that's a lie. Did you ever see me do anything tough? But her mama and everybody else already done told her. So you get it? It's like a battle, but put the jewel in their pocket early, it stay with them. And so if you are an older person, try not to do that with your kids. You get a little frustrated. Separate yourself, take a walk or something, but don't never like, you get it? I never had those discussions with my kids. I don't care what if it's a problem in the street, a problem at work, anywhere. We don't have those discussions. How was your day and what you doing? Did you do your homework? Did you eat? You know, you gotta make sure kids eat. They like to play all day. Other than that, I try to watch the tone of the conversation. You don't want to have a lot of nagging in it and complaining, and that's that poverty that be passed down to us. Next thing you know, y'all be running around here. You get it? Got that complaining spirit, taking on problems that ain't even yours. They kind of set the path for that. And that here y'all are now, y'all all in everybody else's business, taking on their grief. They grief be their perspective. You follow? I believe we African. No, we Native Americans. Now you carrying on grief. Arguing and shit. Like that. And keep everything on the up and up. Avoid simple-minded things like that. It's going to stunt your mental growth and your emotional growth. This is when you easily emotionally disturbed and have no control over it. And that's important because you need that so you can admit and acknowledge when you're wrong. That being for self. You don't never want to speak over a truth, even if the truth have to do with self. So you follow? Keep these Jews, keep them in the pocket. The older you get, the more mature you get. Practice makes perfect, so just look at it like that. If the circles you're in is mature, it's going to keep you like that. If the circles you in, they growing. I got certain friends I grew up with. We see each other now. We've evolved. Even though we wasn't around each other, but we evolved on the same level. Meaning they got on a dress shirt or something like that. They grown now, you could tell. Then I have friends I grew up with and they still look the same like they did when we was kids. Still kind of talking that same bump. And you get my point? Everybody grow when they do. But Your growth is dependent on influence. So if you're around people that ain't growing, it ain't likely you gonna grow. You're gonna keep the mindset they have. If you hang around little kids or childish minded people, and they perspective every generation is a man taking care of himself and looking clean and soft and gay, then you get it? You gonna be stuck t-shirting and hoodieing it up in your 40s and 50s. Like that. You should have a mindset to say like, my kids deserve to see me collar shirted and suited up handling this life. You get it? Usually we have our kids young, they see us like dumb. Hoodies, t-shirts, new Jordans, shit like that. You want to get to a point where you know, like, man, my kids see me like how a grown-up should look. A suit, collar, shirt, well-groomed, like grown-up. And so that's man or woman. You want to give them that. That's hope. That's hope that they can, your young gonna follow you. So all the young niggas that grew up with me, when I start wearing designer shoes, they do. I go to the hood, the little niggas wearing Alexander McQueen's and shit. Like that. Whatever you do, the young gonna follow. Now I ain't saying that's a good thing. I wouldn't want them to spend their money on that. But it's good in the sense of their worth, where they don't feel like, I can't have that, that's too much for me. It is too much for you, but you went ahead and did it. So take that, and nigga, you could do that with something bigger. You want a barbershop? Shit, the same way you got them shoes, blood? Shit's way out your range, but you did it. You could do that with something else. Like that. You keep that with them till they older. Say, damn, the OG was telling me like how I got them shoes and all them fly clothes when I was a little kid. And I ain't even had no income back then. I was just hustling to get that. He tell me the same way I got all that shit and I ain't even have it. I could get a whole business like that. But remember that. And apply that same bump. Shit, I could hustle to get a business instead of get other shit I ain't. Because if you get it? If you ain't doing taxes at the end of the year, then you don't even know what you make a year. You get it? You don't know what you really make. And that, you don't know what you could do. It's like, it's deep. If you're hustling, you don't know what you make. People that work or people that own businesses that do taxes, they know what they make yearly. They know what they could do. Like, I make this much a year so I can do these things. Person on the street living all out their budget because they don't know what they make a year to even be like, okay, I make this much. I'm about to spend a third of that right now in one day. Let me chill. Like that. They just going day by day. Shit, I made 10 grand a day. I'm going to spend 7 of it. They ain't counting like, well, 20 of these days out this year, I ain't going to make nothing. Let me hold that for them days. And so we go deep. Hopefully y'all grasp. Just trying to get y'all some juice for life. The scholarship is good, but the life juice, that's what y'all need more than anything. And so when you're dealing with chi, I'm going to start doing Wraith Ninja teachings and trainings. But every teaching have to do with wisdom. And so I have my own Tai Chi that I do. Just like I have my own fighting style. It's like boxing in 52. And kickboxing. But I'm going to start teaching that for some of y'all that want to learn. It starts with the breath. I mean, you got to understand your breath. Sitting and breathing. Learning to separate your breath from your physical. Your breath is your soul. Meaning that inhale, exhale, that's your pulsating soul. It's bound to the vessel. Has the same powers as an atom bomb. if you understand, chemistry of the airs, the outer environment, and bringing it in through the breath, because this is what you do when you inhale. When you inhale, you bring in excess energies from the outer environment, causes the soul to combust or flame up. This is how y'all stay warm, meaning y'all body temperature stay 98.6, because y'all are inhaling, causing combustion. In that, every time you inhale and cause combustion, you have that power within. Now try this. Pull your arms in like you're making a muscle, as tight as you can. Kind of like if you're making a muscle, but do it forward. Make sure your fist tight. Now breathe into pulling tighter. Just to give you a perspective. If you get your breath and your movement together, that force you feel when you're breathing in, you can release that force anywhere. Through the arm, through the nose, the force, not the airs of it, but the force. When y'all inhaling, there's a force. Usually you ignore it when you breathe in. But if you focus, you feel it all about the chest and like a life. When you exhale, it feel like, you get it? Like you dying. When you learn that force, you get it, that tide, strengthen the breath, you can move it. If you see them doing Tai Chi and doing things like that, I don't do that. But I do, but not how they do it. But it'll probably look the same to y'all, I suppose. But like I said, breathe in. The body has to be one. And you get it? You will feel it, like, meaning when you breathe in, and let's say you punch out. If your punch is right in the right angle, you can feel the exhale or the energy release off it. It's the same with a kick, it's the same with anything. Like I said, if you inhale properly, you can make yourself rock hard. Tense up, breathe in, you'll feel yourself get even more stiffer. And you get it? Make a muscle right now. Now breathe in. You feel it go even harder. Like that. When you're doing pull-ups, breathe in when you're pulling up. The in will raise you. Like, the breath is powerful, but we don't pay it any mind. So there's a lot of force in the inhale. And if you release it properly, or learn how to, you follow? It's a lot of force or power like a bomb, meaning you can punch a person and not even connect so great. But the force, understanding momentum, and you get it? It's a lot, but that's the first lesson, the inhale, exhale breath, and the power being with the inhale, and learning how to release it. And you can use that to heal yourself, like I always tell you guys. Learn how to breathe and get fresh air, preferably by a riverside or somewhere where there's water. If not, somewhere where there's an abundance of trees. And learn how to breathe. You can clear out your sinuses, many things like that. Go like this. If you're sitting, straighten your back out and stretch your neck till you feel, your neck stretching. Put your head back. And every time you drop your head back, breathe in. You'll feel your nose clear as hell. Like, oh shit. Clear your sinuses out and things like that. We get mucusy. And we get mucusy inside as well. And you get it? Wherever you feel it sore at, that's a result of mucus. Same with your nose. It feels stuffy and sore. Mucus. Mucus is pain. So you can always stretch it out if you understand your breath. You can turn your head sideways when you're stretching out this side of the neck to clear out this sinus. Just breathe in and feel the pull though. Turn it however you need to. You feel a proper pull and breathe in. You can clear out any aspect of your body. There's pressure points, everything. So like I said, it's a whole teachings. I don't want you to think it's just one thing, but if I was teaching you it, start with the breath, understanding your breath. Once you get that down, that's intertwined with your metabolism. So if you're somebody that eat a lot, but your metabolism ain't getting the food, you're getting overweight. It's good for that too. Learning how to breathe in and exhale properly. But when you get to the pinnacles of those teachings, you get it? There's a lot of power. You ever see me shadow boxing? And some of y'all may have a mind where you understand and you like, he's punching really sharp and hard. But it don't look like he doing a lot. It's just look like you a fighter, so you knowing like if he hits you with one of those, that shit is going to break your nose like a board. Most of y'all when you watching me do shadow boxing, you like that ain't nothing. But those that can fight, they like, nah, he will break your forehead or your nose with one of those little sharp punches he be doing. It's because I'm gathering the chi. When I'm like that, momentum. I'm moving side. You get it? You ever see like how I'm moving? I'm building up the momentum. And I'm tight. And then you get it? So you might hear that sound when I'm like shadow boxing. Every punch I'm pushing out the chi with it. It's all a moment. It's a deep thing. You don't have to be in person kind of to learn that. But there's an extreme amount of power in your breath being your soul. And so when you learn your soul has extreme powers, let's say this is where all the magic lies. Sometimes y'all do things or experience things and you like, man, that was a miracle. A woman's kid might be about to get hit by a car. She go lift the car up, but don't know how she did it. The soul. In that moment of her getting scared, her breath changed. You ever notice when you get scared, you get stronger, faster? The breath. You're like, you get it? You scared though, so you're not using it. You're using it to flee. But a person scared to death will run, get hit by a car, jump right back up. And you like, damn, they just got smacked by that car. They so scared, but they full of chi. So when that car hit them, they ain't feel nothing. They jumped right back up. They kept running like that. A person could get shot up a bunch of times and be running, and you like, I don't even know if they got hit. Then you see them around the corner, they got hit with every bullet, and now they laid out dead. But in the moment, they ain't feel none of that. They was full of the chi, meaning the breath, but it happened by mistake when they was scared. Meaning that's the easiest way I can explain it. Your chi is like naturally drawn in and harnessed when you in fear, but that's usually a mistake when you get scared. In that you don't notice how strong you are when you in fear. Meaning y'all are 3 times as strong, fast, sharper instinct. You could be a dumb, slow motherfucker, but when you scared, you be knowing like, no, I'm going out here. Like that. You gotta learn your emotional states, the breaths that go with these emotional states, and you get it? Control it. So use fear as an example. Imagine you was in fear, but in that moment you can control that fear. holding on to its power though. You get it? Try not to be scared, but hold on to the energies you feel. Think like after you scared to death and you stop and you like, think like you a kid, you running from the cops. Y'all get away. You was scared shitless. And y'all got away, now y'all like, but y'all still got that power. You get it? And it slowly go off, y'all like, come on, let's be out, man. Like that. We don't pay attention to that. In that moment, them kids are extremely stronger than anything you could fathom. And if they do something in that moment, shit'll be extreme, like. And so fear is good in that way. If you can control your emotions, you can use the power and energy they hold. It's just like when y'all extremely happy, it holds a power. When y'all get excited, there's a certain kind of power with that. We speaking in the breath. The way you're breathing when you're excited is different than when you're in fear. It's different than when you're just relaxing. Like that. You don't need Red Bull and these things. You can breathe a certain way to raise your energy. Breathe in real hard right now, but like a pregnant lady. You'll feel it yourself, like, oh yeah, my forehead and shit. I'm awake a little bit now. Like that. You have to learn the soul. This is the breath of self. The aspects of the airs that self is. What's up, Ahanu? YouTube didn't let you know I was going live. Indeed. Catch it later. I'll leave it live. If anyone wants to give back, like I said, you can click the description. That's the title of the video. My links are there. Now, if y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. I was reading what Myron Gray said. You're getting quite wise, Myron Gray. Now, I did see Peace and Wisdom get Bucks 360. I had seen a video. I didn't watch it, though. I should have watched it. But I seen a video that was titled Sound is the Creator. It was by like a old white scientist guy. It didn't have nothing to do with like he was wrong or anything. But he was explaining how sound is the creator. And, you know, showing how like sound can change the shape and form. You ever seen like the salt videos where they put salt on like a machine and they raise the bass of the sound and it changes its pattern? He was speaking from that perspective, showing like how sound is the creator. Now, sound isn't the creator, but sound creates. Like I said, airs come together, you get substance. Every substance y'all know, even seminal fluid. This is a matter of different airs being brought together. When I say different airs, you have different air temperatures. And different air temperatures have different atoms within them. So 32-degree air don't have the same atoms in it as 96-degree air. Hot, humid, cool, change for the state of the air. And this is your element chart. You know, like hydrogen, the hydrogen atom, nitrogen atom. These is all states of gases, but they all have different temperatures. When you merge these gases, you get different liquids. Hydrogen and oxygen get you water. Carbon and hydrogen and oxygen, yeah. I thought I said something else. Hydrogen and oxygen get you water. Carbon and oxygen get you ethylene. Liquid flammable like ether. Nitrogen and oxygen, that gets you laughing gas liquid. You follow? So all the liquids, Clorox, anything y'all could think of, it's a result a result of mixing and merging different states of airs. Basically, chemistry on a level of airs. So that's alchemy. You know, mixing smells, that's air. Mixing sounds, like creating language, mixing airs. Same with smells. This is how y'all get colors from scent. So like, if hydrogen airs and oxygen airs is coming together to create liquid water, but let's say there's a stench of doo-doo smell in the airs, it will make the water brown. Doo-doo. Diarrhea, mud butt, these things. You follow? I thought you said you've seen that. Doo-doo manifesting. I say, what the fuck? So that has to do with my shit birth teachings. Like, some of y'all are doo-doo babies. Your mother farted you out. Burn! Fart sounds. Was in a brown sack. Excavated you out all that mud, that doo-doo. There you was. Premature little piece of shit. Just playing. I'm sorry, I'm just playing. You know, for those of y'all that ain't shit. So beginners. Now, where was I at? Oh, creator. Sound is air. So when the guy was trying to explain that sound was the creator and he was, you know, doing a little salt and sound thing. Sound is air, like breath. And of course, when you merge your different states of airs, like I said, you get all your different substances. This go all the way up to your life force substances. You know, seminal fluid of every species you know, as well as your menses fluid. That's your soil on a substance level. Of course, on a physical level, dirt is soil. On a substance level, period blood or menses. That's soil. Sperm cells is implanted in that. You know the rest of the story. On a level of airs, the unconscious mind is soil. The awareness is planted into that every night and blossoms out. So the unconscious mind is soil on a level of airs. On a level of liquid, the menses, this is soil. And then of course y'all know on a physical, dirt is soil. Now, I'm laughing at Tina. Now, sound is not the creator, but where the sound came from. Meaning sound isn't the creator, but sound can create. But to grasp that, you have to understand where does sound come from. So the guy is trying to show like how sound is the creator by using a machine, but sound is not the creator like that. Now, of course, if you grasp this video, then you understand, okay, the sound come from the soul, the breath, the airs, like that. Sound creates because it's like airs. Same way when you inhale, that air's cool. When you exhale, that air's warm. That's liquid right there within yourself though, but you get it? Airs create. But if you understand that sound is airs, you have different sounds. I, O, Then you have the consonants. These are all the other alphabet letters that change the sound. You get it? Your vowels are your sounds and the consonants, not continents. Consonants. The consonants are all the other letters in the alphabet. They don't make sound, but you add them to the vowels to change the sound of the vowel. So I, O, If I put a B in front of it make it ba. change the sound. The point I'm making is those different sounds have different air. And that air is the creator, but sound is air. And sound is coming from the soul, it comes from nowhere else. Meaning sound is something that comes from the living. Remember, sound is air. You follow? Sound don't come from the trumpet. Sound is coming from the person blowing into it. The piano is not sound. The person that made it and is playing it is the life or the sound. That's just a mimic of a real thing. The real thing is, you get it? The living beings that make sound, their soul. Everything else is just, a mimic of that life. Now, the point I'm trying to get y'all to grasp is sound is the creator in that way. Speaking of airs. Speaking of the soul. Like I said, the soul is the breath. And so it's not sound that creates. It's the soul being the breath or the airs. This is where sound comes from. Any other sound was made by that sound. You follow? Any sound you could think of, it was created by the sound I'm speaking of, which is the soul. Now, the soul is not the creator, but like I said, it creates. Meaning sound. Sound is not the creator, but it creates. The creator is the existence that all these sounds are in doing their creating. And so, what makes the soul is the creator. And the created, or the soul that creates, has the power of the creator. You get my point? Meaning y'all can create life. But we all are the created. So you say, who is the creator? The creator is what created existence. That all the created is inside of creating. They having the power of the creator. So y'all create existence. This is y'all kids. But y'all didn't create existence in terms of the whole. Y'all just create individual. Meaning you an individual existence. You have a kid, this is an individual existence. You create individual existence. The creator created the whole existence. All in it has that power of creation, which is life, existence. And so, you get it? It's speaking from that perspective. The soul, which is the sound, or the word of God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and it wouldn't be nothing made if it wasn't for the Word. If you understand, the Word is airs. Airs come together to manifest substance. Substance thicken into mud or clay, rock, so on. You get my point? Like that. So that's what that verse means when it says, in the beginning was the Word. Is speaking of the soul. This is an unseen bubble of pulsating air. Has the ability to become aware, make sound. In the beginning was the Word. This is airs. And it was God, and it was with God. And the same was in the beginning with the Word. This is what the text say. I'm trying to read it word for word. But if you ever read John 1, you can pull it out now. It says, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God, and with God. And the same was in the beginning with the Word. Most of y'all read that last part, say that don't make no sense. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was God, and was with God. And the same was in the beginning with God, or with the Word. I think that's the third verse where it says that. And the same was in the beginning with the Word, our God. Most people say, what that means? And speaking of the witness, it's like I said, the exhale breath hold the sound and the awareness. The inhale breath hold the unconsciousness and the hearing of the sound. Soul is twofold, a duality. So when it says, and the same was in the beginning with the Word, it's speaking of that, the witness. Sound is the creator, the Word. And when the Word is created, so is the hearing. So now you have the Word and the hearing of the Word. This is the witness of the Word. The Word is the soul. The hearing is the witness of this sound. And so then it says a man named John was blah 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 blah, and he wasn't the Christ or whatever, but he was the witness. It's explaining how the Word manifests in the flesh, so does the witness. The word becomes man, and so does the hearing. The hearing being the witness of the Word. Jesus is speaking, they are listening. Do you follow? Like that is speaking of man manifesting out his soul being of God. We're speaking of the exhale breath, the consciousness he has, the ability to speak. That all has to do with life and existence. Unconsciousness and the rest doesn't. Again, man's soul is from God. His soul is what creates. So do you get it? The soul is in the spirit is put into the body. The body is the exhale, then it starts to go from a small little dot to a whole physical body. So like I said, the soul creates. The soul being like heirs. There you go. Then there came the lies. Whoever has word has the ability to lie. So that's why the Bible says, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and earth. Elohim is like plural for Loki. And Loki is the personification of lie. He's the trickster god that tests man with lie. Like that. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. It's speaking of the word, the sound. It has the ability to lie. Nothing else does. So that's why it's called a lie. If it's born out in lies or not, well, it has the ability. Then it says, in the spirit of Elohim, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and earth. The earth was dark and void, shapeless, and the spirit of Elohim hovered over the face of the waters. It's speaking like sperm cell getting egg cell, but the seminal fluid is the spirit from the Father. That's why you get it. The Spirit of God. And God is always referred to as the Father. The Spirit of life comes from the Father. Whatever daddy you have. Meaning we all started as that yogi substance. It comes from the Father. Male or female. That's the Spirit hovering over the waters. You have to remember the soul creates. So when it says like it created this and that, it's speaking of the internal body and it evolving in womb, becoming the whole universe to all the micro aspects of life within it. This is the atoms, the molecules, the cells, all that. So, kind of grasp. I'm getting a little dry and tired. You guys have any questions, ask. Otherwise, I'm going to depart. If Sammy D is watching, brother, you can email me and you can pick a subscription plan for my channel, one of the pricing plans, and I'll give you free access. He always gives back. It's a deep thing. Salam, shalom. Now, to the rest of you, enjoy your afternoon. Stay in good spirits. Catch this last question. Should we be communicating and creating more telepathically instead of using word? Yeah, you're lost in make-believe talk, champ. Meaning you don't do anything telepathically right now. So when you say, like, should we be communicating and creating more telepathically, you don't do that now. So what you mean by more? And so again, you lost in the movies. You don't have an understanding, but telepathy and all these other things have to do with all five senses before they're separated into five individual senses. So before you have five senses, you have one sense holding all the qualities of the five. And you get it? This one sense evolves into five individual ones. That being the glory there. What you're speaking about has to do with a stage in between the one becoming five. So telepathy is like when you move things with your mind. This is like your sense of sight and touch. So imagine if you had those two senses only working as one. Like I said, you have five senses, but they were all one. But as they're separating into five, you have two. Meaning you have sight and sound as just one sense. Smell, taste, and touch, which are all the same. Smell got to do with telepathy, meaning drawing in the essence of a thing to yourself. The scent. You get it? So technically you do telepathy, but it's like that. You don't understand, but you bring the scent of the cake to your own self and say, that's cake. When you smelling a thing, you can taste it. But let's say smell, taste, and touch. Like I said, all three of these being the same things. Smell is like air, taste like substance, touch like the physical. But they all three the same. And sight and sound is the same. You know, a projection of the consciousness. When you speak your words, it's coming from the conscious, your sight, consciousness. And so like that, all five senses were just one sense. Then split into two. Sight and sound, smell, taste, and touch. Then, you get it? Five separate ones. But sight and sound, when they're just one sense. This is like telepathy, I guess. What is telepathy? I forget. Telepathy is when you communicate with your mind. If telepathy is when you communicate with your mind, then sight and sound, when they're one sense, that's like that. You have the ability to communicate with a person through sight. You get it? Awareness. Smell, taste, and touch. This is like moving objects. You get my point? Then, of course, all of those become individuals. Now, the powers you're thinking of have to do with when all the senses are one, which is the precursor to where we are. So in that, you get it? If all your senses were one, you would be able to communicate with people without having to speak. Because your sense of sound and your sense of sight, you get it? Your sense of hearing, it's all one. In that, you get it? It's just one action. Right now, we're separate, so you have to touch a thing separate than when you smell a thing, but they still work together. But you pay attention to whichever one you choose. Peace Peace and wisdom, William Barker. Michael Gorham said, "You don't die if you haven't died." And so, grass, your understanding of telepathy is off. Everything's how it's supposed to be for you. You just have to become aware. You get it? The things I say, I don't know. Think on it or something, I'm not sure, but that's how that works. Now I'm gonna come back later and explain this Mayan calendar thing. If you watched the beginning of the video, I ain't a great drawer, but I was trying to give y'all a perspective of what the Mayan calendar is explaining. But of course I didn't go into the times of these different seasons. So I'll come back and do that. Hopefully you guys grasp. Salam, shalom. Big Osea.